Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnan Bande Jagadgurum. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Our salutation to Bhagavan Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, the darling, dear darling of Devaki, the Guru of the entire world, and the respected of all. Om, peace, peace, peace. Now we are reading the Bhagavat. Now we are book number 3. We are chapter, I said wrongly, 5, 6 chapter. No, sorry, 5 chapter. I said wrongly. 3, 5 chapter, and verse number we'll read today 42. So this was, we are continuing how the creation was done, and all the creation, there is one deity, devata, of every item of this creation. God for the fire, God for the air. No, similarly, all the deities they mix together their capacities, and presiding deities of all things, elements, all parts of Vishnu, though endowed with the capacities of change, projection, and movement, could not bring the element to mix it into various combinations and produce the universe. So, first of all, says how the creation was done, that was described, that was the question. And then the response is that it is created of the 5 elements, 24 principles, all this air, water, fire, element, all this. And now, these elements themselves cannot create anything. So, therefore, comes the question of God entering into it. So, 38 verse, the deities then said, O Lord, your holy feet constitute veritable umbrella to the weary travelers seeking shelter for the heart of samsara. By so seeking shelter at your feet, the spiritual seekers come across the ocean of samsara with utmost ease. To the lotus feet of your Lord, our salutation again and again. And he says, O Father and Lord of all, in this sphere of transmigratory existence, the jivas, being distressed by the triad of miseries, are not able to attain to the inherent bliss of Atman unless they seek shelter at your feet, which stimulates spiritual illumination. So he takes refuge in you, the Lord of the universe, by which illumination and peace comes. People can cross the ocean of samsara. So we take refuge in you. We seek shelter at those feet of yours, which the sages of the settled understanding, that means those sages who have been established in their understanding that God is real and they have experienced God. So we take shelter at those feet of yours, on which sages of settled understanding they meditate with hearts purified by faith and by love generated by the hearing of the devotional texts, by which they attain to the highest form of renunciation. So we take refuge under you, and as a result, that the sages meditated upon you, and with their heart was purified. How? By faith. God is there, and they surrendered to you. And they created a love generated by hearing of the devotional texts, scriptures with devotion. They read, they listen, by which they attain, listening to the bhakti books, they attain to the highest form of renunciation. And intimate knowledge of yours, they got, all the sages, they got it. Now we also take shelter at your holy feet, who do most manifest themselves as various incarnations for the creation, preservation, and destruction of the universe. I am taking refuge in you at your feet, who from you manifested all the incarnations. All the incarnations are that's called Vishnu avatar. All are avatars of Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. So you are the Lord of source of all. From you came all the incarnations. For the purpose of what? All the incarnations for the purpose of the creation, preservation, and destruction of the universe. And in meditating on whom your devotees attain to the fearless state of salvation. So your incarnation is very important. When you are incarnated, people get the opportunity to love you, to see you, to meditate upon you, and by that their heart becomes pure and pure. And become being pure, they enter into the realm of freedom, salvation. 43 verse. Though you reside within all beings and are thus closest to them in the real sense, you are in practice the remotest entity from them so long as they feel deep rooted and identification with this impermanent body and also its appartenance, like home and the rest. So it says, 43 verse is very interestingly saying that jat sanubandhe asati dehe gehe momo aham iti muro duragrahanat pungsang sudurang vasate upi purjang bhaje mo tattva bhagavan padambajam. O Bhagavan, I worship your feet, lotus feet, padambajam. You though reside in the heart of all, very close. You are the closest and nearest of all. But people does not feel. For them, you are so far away because of their attraction for dehe gehe, for their body, for their money, for their home, for their relatives. So being attached to that, for them, though you reside the closest and you are the nearest of the near, but people could not understand that because they have not developed love for you. They are far away from you, though you are the nearest of the near, closest of the close. So, though you reside within all beings, on all beings, whether is a holy man, whether is unholy, whether it is educated or not educated, men or women, rich or poor, you reside within all beings, and you are thus closest to them in the real sense. In the real sense, because so then in the truth, we cannot do anything, we cannot see anything, we cannot act anything unless God is there, no? His connection is intimately there. Hmm? Every bulb is on. Electricity is connected with everyone. So all the manifestation, whatever is happening in the universe, because of the manifestation is possible because of God's presence or Brahman. And being so close, but to the ignorant people is so far away because they are why they are so far away from them. It is not God is not doing anything because of their attachment, attraction to. They feel deep rooted identification. Ordinary people feel deep rooted identification where? Where do they feel? To the impermanent body. This body, din rat, they always day and night think, I am the body, oh my body, body. There are people, you meet them, as soon as you go, they start talking about their body. True body is It will deteriorate it. But body, as much as we say we become body bound. People are day and night thinking of their how much stock market going up and down, up and down. People don't think they are getting the same benefit. And people are thinking too much, they are also getting the same benefit or loss, whatever happens. But thinking of money and money and money, some people stay whole day, but it's God for them. But some people are thinking of politics day and night, day and night. Where is God for them? But God is close. Whether mind is engaged or not, he is the closest of close. The farthest of the Father. Durat Sudure. Tadihan Tikecha. Atman is Durat Sudure. That's a different meaning, of course. Durat Sudure. Atman is there. The myself is there. Farthest of the Father. Nearest of the nearer. That means he pervades everywhere. But still, ignorant people don't understand that, don't experience that. Oh, all perfected being, our salutation to you. O 44, O Supreme Lord, those whose minds are captured and carried away by the senses, which delight in enjoyment of degraded objects, never get the opportunity of association with the holy men who have been sanctified by the touch of your sacred feet. So, whose minds in the ordinary, in the world of duality, see, this is the proof. Bhagavat reading, how many people? Look at that.
No, online 15 people are there.
I'm saying, but look at the interest. How many billion people in the world, no? 15, 20, 25. Wow. And what happens to the millions, hundreds, and thousands? What they are doing? Very busy. And deep in Samadhi. Oh, here is the point. Whose minds are captured and carried away by the senses. And senses means eyes, ear, all the five senses. So captured and carried away by the senses. And what the senses? Which this senses carried away. What this does? Delight in enjoyment of degraded objects. Degraded object is the momentary changeful object, not to the unchanging object, no? God. So their mind is goes to the changeful thing. Degraded mean low value. It's spiritually not enlightening, and morally not um, uplifted, like that. Never get the opportunity. And poorly, they didn't have the opportunity of what? Not the opportunity of association with the holy men. It says that spiritual life does not function unless you have holy company. Holy, they don't get a chance of holy company. Holy company, they don't take. Holy company will be there. They feel reactionary to run away from holiness. They're like Ramakrishna's story of the basket. Fish basket is degraded objects, and they like that. They like, everyone likes something or other, but not God. And source of all joy and peace, freedom. So alone they feel by the senses which delight in enjoyment of degraded objects. They never get the opportunity of association with the holy men who have been sanctified by the touch of your holy feet. Holy men are holy because they think of God. So they become holy. So if we think of holy or associate with them, their holiness will come to us. But they do not feel any attraction for that. For interested, for interested as they are only in the sensual enjoyments, they scrupulously avoid such contacts with saintly ones. and thereby deprive themselves of all chances of spiritual regeneration. Spirituality is a fundamental thing. Ramakrishna said, why the mind does not go to God? It should go. Its nature is to go to God. Only because it is covered with the ignorant attachment and aversion and all these things, likingness for the sensate objects, which are fleeting, which are momentary, but has its apparent attraction, immediate attraction. People get attached to that, and therefore they don't turn towards holy people, they don't turn towards holy discussion, they don't go to holy places to have holy company, so they deprive themselves by that. O Lord, those who become purified and endowed with abounding devotion to you by listening to the recitals of your holy accounts and excellences, attain simultaneously to intense dispassion and knowledge, and thereby they to your imperishable state. So, what is the benefit of this thinking of? Those, oh Lord, those who have become purified, suppose they go to the holy company, the temple, chanting, praying, by that way, our mind is getting purified and endowed with abounding devotion, and then generate love for God. You go to the temples, there will be so many people go, but amongst them there will be so many sincere people. They go and cry and weep, no? They sing and dance in the name of God. They are purified, they find joy in God. How? By listening to the recitals of your holy accounts. Harikatha. Harikatha, they listen to the Pandit. Pandit is explaining to thousands of people. Ramcharit Manas, you go. Now when the Harikatha, Ram Katha, I have seen people, thousands of people are assembled. One person is, even on online I see, some small boy giving what a Ramcharit Manas class. Uh, and women I see, man, they are more devotional. So when they are listening, their tears are rolling down, no? So they are pure hearted. That's why they find joy in listening to the Harikatha. That is the your lotus, your holy accounts. God's Leela. Holy accounts means God's Leela, divine sport. And excellences, glory of the Lord, and the accounts of his Ramakrishna's story and his glories. No, when we read, our mind gets uplifted. Attend some this, and those who are fortunate, they go to listen to the holy words, and by that way they purify their heart. And what it brings, two result comes. Attain simultaneously two things. One, intense dispassion and knowledge. Intense dispassion, this world, the meaningless. It has no attraction for me. I have seen it. That type of feeling will generate more and more. Instead of attaching or feeling identified with it, they will feel dispassion. I don't care for this. That type of vairagya, dispassion will come in the mind, and knowledge will also come. God is the reality. And third, as a result, thereby to your imperishable state. That means they will be attracted towards that state, Satchidananda state, which is imperishable, which does not get destroyed anytime. 45 verse, this is. Pane, Sanskrit translation, Sanskrit, whenever translation, and when you read the original, it's so much different. Keep beautiful. Bhagavat. Panena te dev katha sudhaya. O God, your sudha, panena katha, the words, nectar, sudha. Sudha means nectar. Katha, these words which like nectar-like words about it. Prabhuridha bhaktya, with the increased devotion. Vishadasaya ye, those who have become, their heart has become Vishal, Vishad means extended. Vairagya saram, they get hold to Vairagya, renunciation. Pratilabha bodham, they enter into the bodha, knowledge and wisdom. Jatha anjashan niyura kun akunta disnam. Akunta disnam is the akuntam is which is not disturbed, or the abode of permanency. That is the akunta disnam. By this knowledge, anjasha, all the dust and dirt is gone. So beautiful. Vairagya sarang pratilabha bodham jatha anjashan nijura akunta niyuhu akinta disnam. Panena te deva katha sudaya pravidya bhaktaya visodasaya ye vairagya saram. That's why we read Sanskrit translation. That Sanskrit is Sanskrit. If we had time and energy to probe into it. But anyhow, half a loaf is better than nothing. Nei mama থেকে কানা মামা ভালো. Nei mama, you have no mama, uncle, maternal uncle, like mama,
Mother's brother.
mother's brother. And mother's brother has good deep relationship with the child, no? So if the mama is there, the baby gets so much pampered. But if you know how, at least the blind mama is better. At least he cannot do so much, but you love, you can feel at least happy. 46th verse. There are others who by their own effort conquer the powerful hold of nature through the practice of communion, through samadhi, and attain to you, whom the devotees to attain following the path of devotion. See what? There are people by devotion, they give the example. They listen to your Hari Katha, they listen to your Leela. By that way, their mind becomes purified. And they feel no attraction for the sensate universe, sensate world. Their heart becomes purified. And they attain your state, unbroken, absolute state. But other ways are also there. This is this 46th verses. There are others by their own effort. There, Thakur said, two ways. One is the monkey and the kitten and the baby monkey and baby cat. So one depends on mother, bhakta, and listening to the holy mew, 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 always connecting with mother and mothers. They will be purified as well. But those who have their own effort, I will do meditation, I will do practice, I will control myself, I will not indulge into this. By that type of resolution, they others, tatha parecha atma samadhi yoga balena, by yoga bal, power of yoga, atma samadhi, they get to meditation and deep concentration in the Atman. Jiva, Prakriting Balishtam, the tongue and other natures which are strong. Tvamevo dhira purusham vishanti teshang sramo shatna tu sevayate. Right? They also, Tvamevo, they also enter into you. They are also people of wisdom. Dhiraha, Purusham, that they enter into the consciousness. Purusha, you, the embodiment of consciousness. Teshang sramaha sat na tu sevayate. So there are others who by their own effort conquer the powerful hold of nature through the practice of communion, through samadhi, and attain to you, whom the devotees too attain following the path of devotion. Bhakta, Thakur said, Bhakta will also reach the same, Gyani will also reach the same. People think that Gyanis are higher, Bhaktas are lower. You know, but that's a relative term you talk. But when you end of bhakti, is same as end of jnana. Samadhi, absorption. Bhakta also get absorbed in God and totally lose there. eh? And Jnani also, all rejecting everything, enters into that. And meditator, Jivatma, Paramatma, they going into deep, they merge into that. So they also reach the same destination. But the method of the former is fraught with great difficulty. Say Gita also says. And those who have the body identity saying I am Atman, I am Atman, is difficult. Not saying Gita never says it is impossible. It is also a path, strong path, but it is only few are ready for that. And few are capable to practice that way. Only they get success when that person who is practicing at the same time don't feel body identity much. But not so that of those who practice love and service of the. But those who do take the bhakti path, it is highly difficult because you need tremendous renunciation, tremendous detachment. Not this, not this, not this. I don't care for anything of the world. Only that supreme Satchidananda. That, but here, no, no, no. You 1 hour you spend in singing bhajan kirtan, 1 hour that immediately you feel something, little uplifted, relative. I am here, a little 1 inch, maybe. Not that. And Gyani also, they don't feel immediately. That's why they find the same destination because he is not satisfied with 1 inch development. Bhakto is happy with 1 inch development, 2 inch development, 3 inch, 4 inch. You move towards the truth, even inch by inch. But Gyani, no, no, not this. That is the goal. So that's why Bhakto path is easier in that sense because it can give you constant inspiration to move on because you get more joy, more joy. And you sing or you dance in the name of God. And that's why many people, what happened? Why they follow so much of the dualistic singing and dancing? Why? Because instantly, when people are troubled in their life situation, mind is so much disturbed here, and you enter into one place where singing and dancing going on, and you join into the dance. Immediately, you forget whole world, and your mind for a moment gets touch of the divine atmosphere, and therefore your relatively it was here lower level, it just gets a lift, and that you feel so good, and that brings you second day. Oh, I was very happy there. Let me go second day. Then they come to third day, and immediately they get more and more and get fascinated. That means when they are fascinated with this, means they are not interested in the other things. So the result is going, it is easier for hundreds and thousands of people, but this is difficult. This is only possible for few people. Now, reverse number 47, desirous of creating the universe. You did project us. God thought that I will create. And how he created? He projected us. We came from him. It is he who projected. No, in your dream, what you go? Your mind projects. It is not. Nothing else comes there. So similarly here also, God, the absolute, he wants to project, means he projected himself. The categories and the deities presiding over them out of the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. So how you projected? You took help of the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. You created Sattvika gods and goddesses, Rajasic items, Tamasic items. Now we find ourselves remaining in disjunction without the power to come into combination required for the formation of the universe, which is to be the field of all the sportive manifestation. So you wanted to manifest yourself with the three gunas, and we are also created now, but we cannot coordinate with anything. We have no power. That's why it is said, Tat Srishtva Tadeva Anupravishat. The two words are mentioned. Why the Upanishad mentions the two words? He projected, he created. How? With the three gunas. And gods, goddesses, everything. But they become lifeless unless he enters into it. As if it is a dualistic concept, as if he is creating out of himself. Though himself, first the material thing, and then in the matter he enters into it. Pran Pratishtha, like Pran Pratishtha.
Someone asked that how the way he entered, like the potato enters in the samosa.
Now we find ourselves remaining in disjunction. After creation, we are feeling that we are created, but I cannot connect with it anything. We have to join disjunction without the power to come into combination. Without there is a power should come to combine us, required formation of the universe, which is to be the field for all your sportive manifestation, through which you can play through all this created being. People like create example. They people create many say dolls and creating and they keep it. But when you sportively play with them, then they become alive. They have not their own existence. But when it is touched by the player of the doll, then doll become lively. And then it is example of a children's example. Children when they take the doll and they play with doll is doll, but to the child, doll is now hungry, doll is now sleeping, doll is now to getting up, and doll was very unhappy. So yeah, so many things with the doll. They interact. The children interact with doll. They think it is lively. To the mind of a child, the dolls are not dolls. They have their life. Now we know, we say, it is childlike play. But when we are children, we give value. I see many people even, they're very, school, college going guard or way, they're taking a big doll and in the plane and holding all the time like a child is held by them. No, they think they are a lively entity. So similarly, O Lord, you created us and we are the three gunas. We are the gods of all the senses and everything. But we could not connect with each other by, but it is which is to be the your combination required for formation of the universe, which is to be filled for all the sportive men. So it is needed that you touched it, and that's why everything becomes sportive. Play. This play is going on everywhere. 48th verse. It is only when at the beginning of creation these worlds are formed that we could make our offering to you, namely provide you with a field for your sportive manifestation. It is only when at the beginning of creation these worlds are formed that we could make our offering to you. When we are created, we thought that it is your offering, so we could offer back to you. Likely provide you with a field for your sportive manifestation. We too could get our food through the offering of men only after the worlds are formed. When the gods are created, God will depend how they eat. The humans give some offering. That's why I call Devorin. Yeah, five rings, five dates are there in Hindu culture. Devorin, Pitririn, Rishirin, Nri, and human. So Devo Pitri Nri Devo Pitri Rishi, and another one. Huh? Bhuta, Bhuta. Acha, Bhuta. That means that's why the Hindu culture, they do something for the Pitris, offering oblation and things. Rishis, chanting of the Gita Bhagavad, this is called Rishirin. Pitrin, Devurin, offering some Homa fire, Swaha, Swaha, eh? Adityadin Navagrahebho Swaha, Kalyadin Devi Vishwaha. That means Kali, etc., other mothers, I am offering oblation. Let them eat this offering. No? I am giving it to Lakshmi Devi Swaha, Saraswati Swaha. So we are offering to Ma Saraswati, Ma Lakshmi. So this is the way of where humans are offering. So to the humans, huh?
Bhutarin.
Bhutarin. Bhuta, Pitri, Devya, Rishi, and Niri. Human, that's why human being is that you do serve the other neighboring human people. By that. Bhutarin, that's why after people eat, they keep something for the birds, for the cats, dogs, etc. In that is the culture. That means it is all everyone should be served, and they are serving us. We are serving them. The Gita says, "Parasparam bhavayanto sreya param avapsatu." By loving each other and adoring each other and giving this gift, we all become sustained by God. It is only then that this being can have fixed center from which they could make offering to thee and ourselves and themselves take their food. Bestow on us, therefore, the power and understanding that would help us from the world out of the categories. So he's saying, O Lord, bestow upon us the power and understanding. You have given us power and understanding, but give that power and understanding that we would help us. We would help us from the worlds out of categories. That means we will get out of this earthly bondage. Tanna suranamasi sa unnayanang kutastavadya purusha purana tang deva shakyang gunakarma yono reta svajayang kubhimadadi adhi ajaha. So it says, you, the undecaying and eternal being. This is the Bhagavata's beauty. It's just one time he's saying he's a Saguna Brahma, next time he's talking about the Nirguna Brahma. Saguna Nirguna, Saguna Nirguna. Only that it is only the dualistic people, they make a one-sided explanation of it. You, the undying and eternal being, are the original source of us all. Kutastha, Adya, Purusha, Purana. This is the Vedantic God. Kutastha, Adya, at the beginning, you are the primordial, Purusha, the consciousness, Purana, the ancient. The undecaying, the eternal being, the original source of all, the categories of all devas. It is you, the eternal one, that did bestow on your Prakriti, the of gunas and actions. What you do, this final impulse which expresses itself as the collective soul, Mahat Tattva. So it is saying how the Mahat Tattva is created. You are the cause. You are the transcendental Purusha. You are the Adya, it is the primordial. You are the Purana, the eternal one. You did bestow on your Prakriti. Like Bhagavad Gita says, the Purusha Prakriti. So the Purusha's energy entered into Prakriti, and then Prakriti become lively. So here it says that did bestow on your Prakriti the of gunas and actions, the seminal impulse which expressed itself as the collective soul called the Mahat Tattva. So 50th verse, the last verse of this chapter 5, we, O Lord, we, the categories and their presiding deities, have been brought into existence by you in order to combine together the categories into various worlds. It is you, O God, you, Tato Bayang Sat Pramukha, you, we, the categories, we have been created by Sattva Guna, Rajaguna, Tamaguna, different gods and goddesses and elemental thing. How so many worlds have been created. There are earth, planets, so many stars. So here he says, we, the categories, and their presiding deities have been brought into existence by you in order to combine together the categories into various worlds. These categories create. It is a plant category. It is a animal category. eh? It is the what you call the mm, planet category. So there are categories. Different categories has been created by you, and they reside in resident beings. Bestow upon us who depend solely on your blessings, the power and intelligence for taking up this work of creation. So the gods were created, and said, God said that you take care of us and give us the power so that we can bestow us. I mean, the gods are asking, bestow your power on us who depend solely on you, your blessings. Give power and intelligence, give us power for taking up this work of creation. So they will create the other world. Uh, Gods are created first with the element, and God creates their uh, departments. So that is the chapter of the chapter what we talked about, the first stages of creation. It came up to Mahat Tattva. And now they will talk about others. Now the sixth chapter starts. That's book number 3, chapter number 6, verse number 1. So what it says, Virat Purusha, the cosmic being. Now they are describing about what the Virat Purusha. It is in a subtle way, going in a many very subtle way. God as a wished, and out of that the creation coming in a subtle way. The Mahat Tattva was created, na? Purusha, Mahat Tattva, and all the gods, goddesses, they're helpless. Though created, they have no prana. So Purusha entered into it. And now these gods and goddesses become activated. And from them, they will spread. Mahat Tattva, Tumon, Buddhi, Ahankar, all these will come down. So all are coming out of them, out of them, out of them, out of them. So sixth chapter, Rishi Ruvacho. The Rishi Maitreya, that Rishi, he continued saying, origin of the Virat. Virat means this universe. What we see, the trees, the plants, the animals, the bacteria, whatever in this universe. Maitreya said, what he said, seeing this condition of his powers, God's powers, the categories, disjoined and incapable of evolving the universe latent in them, it is out of compassion, no? What happened? He saw God given them the power with Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, and all the gods and goddesses have been created. First, what happens? A factory, suppose a factory, to start a functional factory, you don't hire, there is nothing, just you hire 1,000 people. You don't do that. What you do? You make an office. Planner plans a office. I will be having that office. Selects who will be CEO, who will be office in charge, who will look which department, which department, which department. Then they say, you appoint now 20 people, you appoint 30 people, each department. No? That is the way the world works. Here the formula is being giving the same way. Seeing all the officers have been posted in their position, but they cannot do anything without the guidance of the Lord. So he says, seeing this condition of his power, God's powers, and the categories different created, disjoint, they are not connected with each other, are incapable of evolving the universe latent in them. In them, there is the capacity to manifest and act in the world of activity. And they find that they are helpless. They cannot do anything. Therefore, what happened? The omnipotent Lord then assumed his power called time. He then, time T capital, Mahakala. He then assumed his power in the form of time. That in time, that's why they see everything moves in time. 4:30 came, we have to come to class. 5:30, we'll have to stop. Huh? This evening prayer will come at 6 o'clock. So he created time, T capital, and entered simultaneously into these 23 categories. Mahatattva, and entered into all the deities and other things, that as a time is a beautiful concept. And getting time, click, 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 going on, and they got activated. They will have to do something. Time, time, time. That it is God entered into. Time is God here. That's why Mahakala, Shiva, Lord Shiva. Eh? So Mahakala entered into the objects, what we call the gross entities, who has no power to join, uh, assemble together. Having entered those disjoint categories as the power of mobility and awakened the karmic tendencies of the jivas latent in them. All the gods and goddesses have the power to add karmic or karma impulses inside. Because the whole world was withdrawn like this, like our daydream. Daytime, when we dream, then what happens? The day experiences all pulled into your mind. And again, when you wake up, again it spouts. So here, the karmic tendencies of the jivas latent in them, he helped them to come together into meaningful combination. God, Lord, help them to have meaningful combination so that the world functions. The 23 categories with the karmic tendencies awakened and directed from within by the Lord generated the form of cosmic being, this Purata Purusha, out of parts of their own substance. So all the gods and goddesses which were created, out gods entered into them as time Mahakala, and that inspired them to create the karmic uh, potential of each jiva, and then they projected the jivas. By this stimulation of the Lord who entered into them, these cosmic categories vibrated in their parts and combined together, thus forming the basis for the whole universe of moving and non moving. So, as he entered into those things, eh, this category started vibrating. It was inactive before, it was dull, matter. Now the energy has entered into him as time, and time consciousness moves everyone, is it not? One can lie down and sleep. But time, oh, it is this time I have to do this. Only I am to do this, so they run into that. That means that that cosmic being, brilliant like gold and containing all created beings in potentiality, lay in the causal water for 1,000 divided years, unenfolded in the cosmic shell Brahmanda. The creation is coming, so it entered gradually into the cosmic being. It is brilliant like gold, and containing all created beings in potential. In him is the potentiality of all created being. It is a, it is a subtle form. It is in a very fine level in our working. It has not come into the gross level yet. Causal water. এই জন্য বলে কারণ সলিলে Narayana lives in the ocean, no? That's a causal waters. Divine years and 1,000 divine years. And they are laid down for it. It takes long time for creation. So more than thousands of years enfolded in the cosmic shell, in the Brahmanda, which was inside. This cosmic being is endowed with three potencies: Deva Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Bhakti Shakti. Acha. Deva Shakti, power of consciousness; Kriya Shakti, the power of action; Bhakti Shakti, the power of enjoyer. So that means it created the consciousness that I am there to enjoy. And it created the Kriya Shakti, power of action. And also I will enjoy, the power to enjoy, power to work, and the power of consciousness. So three things are manifested by this way. He, the Lord, divided himself on the lines of these powers into groups of 1, 10, and 3. 1, 10, and 3. The Deva Shakti is the one divine spirit functioning through everything. Deva Shakti is with all of us. Karma Shakti is a group of 5 pranas. And the prana Shakti, it is a Karma Shakti. And there are 5 forms of functioning. What are the 5 forms of functioning? Digestion, what's called burping, excretion, balancing the force in the body. All this 5 prana Shakti manifestation. And prana Shakti, prana, apana, samana, udana, vyana. So 5 forms of functioning. And Bhakti Shakti consists of the group of 3. To enjoy that. Who will enjoy? Adhyatmic, Adhibhautik, and Adhidaivic. We get our lives and suffering through my own karma, by someone's infringing on our karma, and by some unusual, unforeseen causes. It's called nature's command. So there is how many we are? Karma Shakti is group of 5 pranas, and their effect 5, 5, 10. Bhakti Shakti, group of 3, 10 plus 3. Adhyatmic, Adhibhautik, Adhidaivic, 3. 3 plus 10, 13. And Karma Shakti, Deva Shakti is one divine functioning to everyone. So divine Shakti is one. Then comes Karma Shakti. Karma Shakti is the 5 prana and its effect. 5, 5, 10, 10 plus 1, 11. And last is the Bhakti Shakti, who will enjoy. Bhakta, who can enjoy. That Bhakti Shakti. Bhakti Shakti is in the Adhyatmic level, subjectively, Adi Bhautik level, and Adi Daivik level. 3. Tale 11 plus 3, 14. Bahama. This is knowledge. Okay, time is almost ending. This Virat or cosmic being is the soul of everything. He is a part of Paramatman, his first incarnation, for he is said to have entered into it. In him, all living beings are created. The Virat has 3 aspects in association with the Indriyas: Adhyatma, in association with the deities, Adhidaiva, and in association with the body, Adhibhuta. Oh, this is another explanation. Adhyatma means the association with the Indriyas. In association with the deities, there are Adhidaiva. And Adhibhutaki, in association with the body. In association with the prana, he functions as 10. In the heart, he functions as 1. So anyhow, this is the way God started creating things. So we'll read from verse number 10 next time. We have finished up to verse number 9. 3.6.9 we ended. So we shall start on 10th verse. Here, diversification of the limbs of the Virat. Limbs of the Virat and the universe. Baba, what benefit will we get out of that? The unlimitedness of the Lord's glory. So it is for knowledge. The ancient sages thought in so many ways. For those who have time, energy, the people used to spend time. They're now thinking we are going out of the history, creation, but now we are getting involved into history, knowing how the creation has been done. Huh? It's a unnecessary thing, but not unnecessary because those who want to think of God, then they can think, oh, the creation has come this way. God has entered into everything. So everything is God. So see the world as God. So we end here and Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. So we'll be meeting again at 7:30 for our class on what? Shanti Gita. Peace song. Yeah, now we can do some question.
So there's an explanation given of how the universe was created. Do they also explain why it was created? What is the explanation for that?
Oh, that's a lila.
Is that the only explanation?
Yeah, suppose I give the example in line of this to understand this. Suppose in your people are working whole week, very heavy work, and in the weekend they go to drive 500 mile distance and taking the trouble, take the car, take the food, driving, no rest, and then go to the hotel and night rest, and then go for fun little bit. Why do you do that? You could have slept very well in your room after you have worked and tired. So it is working more for fun. People go for skiing. Good. But why skiing and you fell and broke your arm? How much time you take to practice that skiing and this and that? No? Uh, so people do that. It's for fun. So people can do that. God also, okay. He thought that I am the only reality. Okay. But I want to play. How can I play? I will be many. I myself will be many. I'll play with myself. That's why people keep so many mirrors in their room or in their bathroom to see himself or herself how he looks. He looks hundreds in 100 mirror. He will be reflected 100 ways. So this was fun. So that is the explanation. There is no real child play. Why the child play? Nah, it is child's play. There is no meaning. But it's for fun.
But we do it because we have some desire to do it.
And because our ego has entered into it.
But with God is perfect, no desire.
No desire. It is not for want. Not for want for anything. The job, after doing whole week's job, getting the salary in your pocket, no one is goading you to drive 500 miles. And it's a laborious thing. You have worked hard. Just relax in your room, watch television, eat, sleep, enjoy. That is the point example normally. But really, Ramakrishna explained this way. It is for only for joy. Anything is there? No questions. Okay, very good. Acha. Here are two people I see. Okay. So we end then? Huh? Any other question?
Everybody only said pranam.
Hmm?
pronouns to you. They
Nach. Jai Ma, Jai Ma. See you again. Jai Ma.